Hey guys, what's up? Toppe here. In today's video, we will be doing something a little bit different than the usual. Instead of spectating some high elo player like Reckless, Upset, or someone who's really famous and super high elo, then we're gonna be doing the complete opposite today. And we're gonna be spectating this guy called Wonka. And what's so special about him, Toppe? As you can see, he's just a gold 2 player. Why are we gonna spectate him? He has 700 games. Is there really anything to learn here? And then if you look at his mastery points, he has 7.2 million. And how does a guy get 7.2 million points on Draven, you might think? Well, the first season he had on his current account, which is in season 5, he played 1600 Draven games. He then proceeded to season 6. With another 1600 Draven games. Then into season 7, and he's not done yet. He's actually only going up from here into 1800 Draven games. Season 8, and he lowered it a little bit, but still 1000 Draven games. So he's like relatively keeping this up. And season 9, another 1000 Draven games. Season 10, he has 1600 again, so it's going a little bit up. And then season 11, he had 1200. So he's consistently played between 1000 and 1600 games of Draven every single season from season 5. So that's what, 6 seasons in a row where he has played 1000 plus Draven games. So yeah guys, if you ever wondered how long it would take you to get 7.2 million points on a champion, you just gotta play the champ for around 1200 games on average per season, and boom, you're gonna be there. It'll take no time. Don't worry, you got this. So if we take a look at Wonka's OP.gg, then one of the first things I actually noticed was that he's been declining in elo. So he actually went from climbing, so he went silver to gold, then actually platinum. So he's like slowly progressing in his rank, and then now he's been ending gold again. So he somehow managed to kind of lose his progress, and now he's all the way back in gold. And I feel like this is a pretty common thing to do when you play this many games as he does. So if you look at his build though, which is actually kind of interesting, and his runing rune paths, he actually goes the same rune pathing every single game he goes. Press the attack, into overheal, into bloodline, into Cup Grace, which is actually a bit of a more unique rune than what most people do. Like I feel like when you look at pro builds, like if you look at pro builds here, pro builds, Draven builds, it's most likely gonna be Halo Blades and Conqueror. So yeah, they're going Halo Blades pretty much every single game, and there's a lot. I actually met a lot of Draven one tricks who prefer like this guy. See, he goes Conqueror. So there's a lot of Draven one trick ponies who actually go Conqueror. It's something I noticed, and I think that's a bit of a preference. But majority of Draven players definitely still go Halo Blades. But this guy plays with press the attack instead, and I don't know what the reason is for that, but I guess we'll find out later. And then he goes overheal, and he goes bloodline. And this is also something I've been questioning a bit, because if you look at his build, he always rushes Bloodthirster. Like if you look at multiple games, he will rush for the Bloodthirster. So you can see here he got Bloodthirster's first item, and we can probably just look at this random game right here and look at the build, and he most likely have bought Bloodthirster first item. So yeah, 9 minutes he has Bloodthirster, which is a very interesting build that I don't really understand myself, but I guess like Bloodthirster Draven first item can work, but do you need Bloodline as well and overheal? Like I guess he just wants that shield from overheal really bad, but I feel like maybe going a Legend Alacrity, it could be better here. But I mean, he might have a good reason for doing it as well. Like, so one of the things that you guys actually, I thought about, if you guys think it would be interesting, is I tried to add this guy, but he hasn't added me back, but he might see this video and then add me back. It could be kind of fun to have him on a video, I feel like, but I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Like if this guy actually came and reached out to me, it would be fun to talk to him and see what his mindset is towards the game, and if he's actually trying to climb, but if he's just playing to have fun, all of this kind of stuff could be really fun to know. So I really hope he reaches out if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing as well, because I feel like that could be really interesting to see him. Okay, enough talking, Toppe. Let's just get into this VOD review. So let's see how this Draven does. I just want to make it clear that there's no hate towards this Draven, but I am gonna analyze the game and try and give him a heads up of what I think he could do better. So if you do watch this game, I feel like maybe it's literally like a free VOD review for him. So yeah, okay. And he starts out disconnecting while we are talking, so that's not good. But yeah, don't bring any hate to this guy. I don't know how he plays, to be honest. I'm really curious to see how he plays as a 7.2 million Draven player. And Draven is probably one of my worst AD carry champions myself, so I'm curious to see if he got a trick or two up his sleeve that I don't know about. But yeah, his blitz is still AFK, so now it's gonna be a bit detrimental to the lane, and yeah, that actually really sucks for Draven because he's a champion that wants the early game prio. So he's just gonna go down here himself, and now we just hope that he doesn't get cheesed by the enemy team. But from the looks of it, Eswell and Karma's already arrived in lane, so this is fine. It's gonna suck though that Blitz doesn't get level 2 with him, so he can't really apply that kind of pressure. So in this lane, it's actually like a double range, Karma Eswell into Draven and Blitz. And since Blitz is super late now as well, it's gonna be pretty hard for them to get prio. So I wanna see how he's gonna deal with that. He might just try and push for it anyways, and see if he can get that early level 2 since Blitz didn't get any. So he pretty much hits level 2 at the same time as them. But the enemy bot lane does seem to have the prio here. And the list is already topside, so he won't be getting any early ganks from his own jungler. Ooh, Elise getting first blood for the top lane. Nice. Okay, Blitz actually hits a hook here, and this might be a first blood since Draven has that early game. Yep. Wait, not a first blood. First blood in the bot lane. Is that what we're talking about or what? I think he's just gonna run down the Eswell as well though. Flash. Unfortunate. If he was a bit earlier with his flash, I think he would get him there, since Eswell was a bit greedy with it. But it's not bad though. Oh, Blitzcrank going for the flash hook, but it misses. So now if I were Draven, I would just hard shove this wave and look for a reset, since you just got a kill. Or there's another opportunity too that he could play for, which just feels a bit more greedy, which is trying to dive the Eswell and deny him this huge wave right here. And we just saw Malphite mid lane pathing towards the bot side, so you gotta be careful that he doesn't get ganked now. It's a bit weird, Malphite jungle, I don't know, I don't think I've ever seen that before. He's going for the scuttle, and Draven is out of mana, Blitzcrank is 30% health, so I think they're just gonna take the back here. I'm curious to see what he buys here. He gets right away the Vampire Scepter, which actually is not really that bad here, because Eswell and Karma has so much poke, so it's just helping him sustain in the lane, so that's quite nice. Now the enemy bot is backing on a vision, and Blitz might actually find the hook. Yeah, he does. Okay, so if we just take like an analytic view of this, then maybe Draven shouldn't leave lane, because notice the entire wave that's under his turret right now. So Blitzcrank hooking the Karma might be like super baity because you want to go help the Blitz, but it's actually really good that he denies Karma her recall and delays her. And if you look at the minimap, Elise is down in the pit right now, so she might be able to go over and pick her up. But I think Draven leaving, I think what is almost 2 waves right there, isn't really worth it just for a potentially 1 kill that is not even secured. So yeah guys, don't always just leave the wave. Elise is gonna come here and help them out and secure the kill. Oh, what? Okay, yeah, we get the kill. Oh, they spot Malphite as well. Are we just gonna keep the chase? We are just keeping on chasing. I like it. Some alpha moves, dominance here. I like the deep ward there. That's kind of nice. And they get another kill on set, running into the jungle. So far this game is starting out really good for Draven's team. So they're just gonna go back bot lane and catch this wave right here. And the wave is actually slow pushing into the enemy team, so what they could do now is they could try and stack up the wave and then see if they can find a dive. Or if they just catch Eswell right away here. Nice try from the Blitzcrank predicting the Eswell Q. But unfortunately he doesn't hit it through. So one thing I noticed quite a lot here already is that Draven actually uses his W a lot. So he's pretty much always zoom, which makes it a bit harder for him to pull off a dive here, even though the wave is really good for it. Like right here, the wave is so big that would honestly be worth for Draven just to try and suicide dive for the Eswell to deny him all of this farm and XP. So I don't know if that's a possibility though with the thick Karma shields, but if Eswell gets hooked here, I think he should die. Yeah. And he just loses so much from this, as can actually see that he's almost even with Draven in CS. So, and here we can then see that Ezreal almost gets denied 4 waves, and yet he's still even with the Draven because he left that Omega huge wave under his own turret to just get demolished by the tower, and then it's slow pushing into the Ezreal, making him lose even more CS in that whole chase. So this is like a really easy way to throw away your leads, by roaming when you're not allowed to based on the wave states. Draven hasn't really been hitting his CS, but he should be able to get quite a bit far up now since Ezreal is dead, and he gets to push in a free wave. And Draven just straight up ignoring the wave on the tower and harassing the Ezreal. So he's really playing with the alpha playstyle that I talked about in past videos. Like, I respect it, man. So they're just straight up fighting, going at it. I mean, Draven is really fed, so they should be able to win this. Gets Karma Flash. Ooh, that flash, Draven. No, that's not what you want to see. Okay, so a little too much alpha, I think, is going on here. No, the ult miss. That's not what you want to see. I think he's just gonna look to back. Yeah, he just lost all of his health. This guy just hit a hook and Karma, but I actually think this is just gonna get him killed, since Draven is completely ignoring him and being like, yeah, I'm out, buddy. This is all on you. So he pushes in this wave. I think they want to set up something. I actually like that pink ward drop. I feel like maybe if Elise was with them, they could kill. Ooh, they're gonna hit Malphite over the wall. He's probably gonna ult back out. Or is he gonna stay in the fight? He is gonna stay and he's gonna try and get the blitz, but he does drop down. That was a nice hook. I like that. And that was all from that Draven ward. Like, it's if you have prior in lane and you can get a control ward in the tri-bush, you can apply so much pressure in bot lane. So they want to get the streak really bad, but I think that's the second time it resets. Nice ult, gets the double. Wukong is on the flank, and I think they actually will secure a double kill here. Oh, Zed is in the pit now too. I don't know where he came from, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Draven and Wukong just running them down. Oh, he jumps back out. So actually, if we just pause here, like, if you guys can see this wave, right? I feel like the absolute best you can do here is just, man, I don't know if this will come in time, but I probably wouldn't touch this. Or if I do, I would just kill like the first 3, make sure the wave stays here, and then go in and recall. So I can kind of match recall since Ezreal and Karma's dead right now, right? So he will get absolutely nothing out of hard shoving this wave, besides he's going to be locked in lane, because when he's done pushing this out, and if he even goes for the next wave, Karma and the Ezreal should be back in lane, and that means that he can recall and he has no mana, so it's going to be really bad. Or if he does recall, he will just lose a wave no matter what, so he's going to go even at best here. He might even lose something on it, where if he just recalls now or takes these 3, and then make sure that this wave comes in, grabs the aggro, then he should be able to recall and get back to lane, and that way he will like have a freeze on them while matching their recalls, and then he'll come back even stronger after just getting another kill, and he won't lose anything. So it's really just like a good way of building up tempo over the enemy team and like matching their recalls, so they can't really do anything because they have to go down and respond to this freeze if they start roaming. Like, if, let's say, Karma decides to roam when she spawns here, well, the wave is frozen, so if Blitz and Draven comes back down bot lane at the same time as Ezreal, well, they can just run at Ezreal and then he can't do anything to the freeze, right? So Karma's kind of forced down here too. But if he comes down and pushes this, well, then they give the enemy team a lot more opportunities, because Karma can either roam, or she can go down and catch the wave with Ezreal, and they can try and force Draven in lane, or she roams and then Ezreal just pushes in the wave, and then Draven maybe resets and he loses a wave, or he can try and hold him down here. So that's why you kind of want to recall here, or just take these and then recall, so you make sure that this next wave comes up and stands like, crashes like here or something. But I think what we're gonna see is, if we just look now, he's most likely just gonna go in and push this wave. And now you can see Ezreal is alive, Karma is alive. So they should come in. It's a cannon wave too, or it's even worse. So they shouldn't even lose anything here. So see, Ezreal is here now. See, he lost 0 minions. The only minions that Ezreal will lose here is the ones he loses because he misses them. But he got all, but no matter what, he'll get all the XP, right? Where this whole wave probably could have been denied. or most of it if he didn't. So now Ezreal is probably gonna hard shove, and I think what we're gonna see if Karma just thinks a little bit is she's gonna be in mid lane here, but we'll see. Okay, she's bot lane, but in higher elo, you would see the enemy support being mid lane because there's stuff happening here, right? But then Karma goes down here, and now Draven actually loses this entire wave, and they just take a good chunk of damage on the tower, right? They might even get to take the tower because Blitzcrank is mid lane. They almost get the entire tower, so this would like never have happened if he just recalled and held that freeze, because then he would match their back, and since he's stronger than them, they can't push him this hard in. But now Blitz is top side, and Draven can't really do anything but just let the tower fall. So that's kind of like to show like a bit of like wave management right there. So you could definitely improve a bit on that. And right now he's not really noticing the Elise. He's ganking. So what they could do now is the enemy bot probably recalled, right? And since they have the jungler here, they could try and force tier 1 tower on the enemy team to at least respond to the fact that they just lost their tier 1 tower. So that would be a pretty optimal play, I would say here. Just go down and take enemy tier 1 tower and then start swapping with the Wukong and get him in the bot lane or top lane, and you can start going mid lane. So that's like what you would prefer seeing. Enemy bot didn't recall though, and they get caught in river. So here you could either... Yeah, here actually I would probably just argue that since Wukong is 0 mana and looking to back, you probably just want to swap and go mid here and go with your team since they have Herald instead of going back bot lane, because now you're kind of the AD carry that's like, what are you doing in a side lane isolated from the team fight? And this is like, you know, where I feel like most of the carries have found themselves, where it's like, well, I need to do something about the slow push, otherwise we just lose all the waves. But if his team starts fighting and they lose, they'll all blame him for not being there. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. And he goes to help the team of Drake, so that's nice. I think if we look at his build though, I know he goes this every single time, but if we had to like be more critical of it, I think like a better option build here could probably be like going shield bow first, because they have a set, they have a Malphite ult, and they have like a lot of poke, which is Karma and Ezreal. That's a shit ton of poke, right? And there's Teemo shrooms, which is so you kind of get the lifesteal from there. You can go bloodline if you like to do that, and the shield and the overheal, so you still get that shield that he's looking for. Yes, Reaper too. Interesting. That's really weird that he goes Reaper, not just blue trinket, since his teammates, they have 4 Reapers on the team. I guess they just want to prevent all kinds of wards they possibly can. They're pushing now mid. Malphite gets hooked. He gets ulted. Yeah, you see how quick he pops? So this is because he doesn't have shield bow. It has no shield bow, so he just insta gets popped. If he gets hit by Malphite ult, he's pretty much dead right now because he doesn't have shield bow. And I mean, even with shield bow, there's a good chance you die regardless. So you're not really allowed to get hit by Malphite ult. But without that, you're pretty much insta dead. Oh, he bought. So he bought QSS second or third instead of boot. Okay, now I'm getting a bit upset. I'll be honest. Like, you really do want to get boots here in this game. Like, there's just so much that you want to avoid or try to kite. Like, Malphite ult is pretty nice. It's going to be really hard to avoid him. He has Predator boots, so, I mean, I don't know how you're going to avoid that guy, especially with no boots. But even with boots, it's going to be hard. But then there's things like Karma running you down, or if you're chasing Ezreal in E's, or Teemo W, or Zed with his stash. Like, that's just so much you want extra movement speed for in this game, in my opinion. So, I don't understand not buying boots here. But this is like his traditional build, and this is also something I actually suggest no one does, where he literally will buy the same build every single game. 1600 games a season, he'll buy the same build, which is not always the optimal, because like, you know, different enemies, different builds are probably good, right? So he's gonna back. We're just gonna preach now that he's gonna buy boots. Please buy boots, please buy boots. Draven! Oh my god. Please, Draven, why do you not want to buy boots? I don't get this. We're gonna want this Elder Drake that just spawned, because that looks a bit more sexy. And I mean, 2 of the enemy teammates are dead. Fiora has teleported. If they can get the Elder Drake, they will most likely win the game. Malphite coming in a little bit too early. And solo dying. Now the enemy team has no jungler, and they might actually be able to just pick up Elder Drake and then Baron right away. But they get the Elder. And they're pinging for Baron, but Draven does not give a fuck and he just recalls as the AD carry. Okay. Meanwhile, the enemy team is not too happy with this and actually trying to contest. Now he goes bot lane. Okay, this is some Chad moves right here, chat. So he does not care at all about the Baron pings. He just does not give a fuck. Not helping the team with that. I think he can 1v1 Teemo, especially with the Elder. If he QSS his blind, right? It is just solo died. Oh boy, it's one of those games. So now they have to try and do something with Elder without a list. Because if they don't try and do something soon, the Elder's gonna run out and they just wasted an entire Elder. They haven't even tried to make a play yet. So I think they're just gonna try and do it without the list. They are still pretty fat. Carmen gets cut off. Dude, that Draven flash though, I'm not sure what to think about that. He is very kill hungry from what we've seen so far. He really, like, if he can steal a kill for a flash, then he'll take that, okay? Let's hit the hook and set. Malphite hits the ult on Draven, but I don't think that's enough follow up and he will just go down to Draven with the Elder Dragon. Fiora now going in hot. She actually backs off. Wukong just taking top. A lot of minions right now. He actually used QSS on the blind. I like to see it, dude. And he kills the Teemo. Nice. So he used the QSS correct this time. And he kills the Teemo because of it. Oh. I don't know about this one. Sucks. But maybe you can get the Nexus. Yeah, just takes the Nexus down in zombie mode. The whole team is going into zombie mode, but they all just hit the Nexus and that is game over. So, nice. GG's. So, I would say if you just take like a quick recap of this guy's games, he needs to work a bit on his wave management, when to freeze and when not to freeze, like when to push. And, I mean, I like that he's super aggressive. I feel like most Draven players have this thing of being like really, really aggressive, and he's also that, so... I like that he's not being a passive AD carry player. He's definitely being aggressive. I think my biggest point here would probably be that maybe he can be a bit over aggressive sometimes, and his flashes are, to say it mightily, straight garbage. Like they're really not what you like to see. He's using flashes to steal kills and not secure kills, so that's something we don't really like to see. Like, instead of using flash for kills in this game, since he did opt for a more like damage heavy build, Kraken and Bloodthirster, I would only hold my flash pretty much for Malphite ult, because if he does not get hit by Malphite ult, he pretty much can't die. Like, it's almost impossible for him to die if he doesn't get hit by Malphite ult. But as we saw in the game, he tanked every single Malphite ult. So yeah, Draven, if you're watching this game, there's no hate to you, man. It's all just for fun. Really insane that you have 7.2 million points. And if you ever want to talk, make a video. I'm really curious to talk to you. I have a lot of questions about your build, your runes, and just in general your perspective on this game. So yeah, if you're here, I would love to talk to you, man. And I would love to hear about your thoughts on the game, because I feel like it could be really interesting. But otherwise, I enjoy watching your gameplay. You have a very action-packed gameplay. You're definitely not one of those boring AD carries to watch. Pretty much the opposite. You want to fight. We kind of get that. But I mean, one of the issues, and we can also like pop up his match history here. Like, sometimes I think he goes a bit too aggressive. So you can see he has games where he goes like 0-5, 110, 4-8, 0-9, or 3-10, 2-8. So... and that, I think if you look at one of those games, it'll be because he's playing too aggressive and he's not really like being overly aggressive. But yeah, Draven, if you're watching this, man, feel free to hit me up. Feel free to add me. I did send you a friend request. It's still pending. So it'd be fun if you added me, man. Have some talk. And I would even do a coaching session with you if you're down for that. But otherwise, guys, I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. I hope this is fun to watch. It's a bit of a different take. I hope you guys still felt like there was something to improve fun. And also some fun in just watching, you know, a 7.2 million player mastery points Draven, which is... I don't know how you get them. I don't even think I have 1 million on any of my champs. And I feel like I play the same champs quite a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I really appreciate everyone who's came this far. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. If you're completely new to the channel, I think there's like 90% of my viewers are not even subscribed, so I would really appreciate a subscribe and a like. Peace out, guys. Much love. See you in the next one.